Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Higher Density Living. How have we gotten here? I don't know, but we have been doing it for years now, and I'm excited to talk about part 5 of our 7 principles of the aspiring one. So, Jason, can we just do a quick little review here?
Yes, the 7 principles for the inspiring one. We've done 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And we have 3 more left. And each of those we go into heavy. To me, I looked at these I went through them, and then to me, each of these can be principles not just for your life, but in service to others. They can be leadership principles. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're very, very practical.
Yeah. So the first one was like not trusting untrained impulses in your mind. And then 2, don't let those impulses that are not true affect your emotions. 3, don't let anxiety, fear, insecurity grow in you. Do not let it swell. 4, you got to be super decisive about what you're doing as a human being. And now, let's get into 5.
5, you must handle, control, your experiences and events in the material sphere of life.
Okay, so we got to stop with that. The material sphere, everything that's in front of you and I, we have the ability to manage our actions. We cannot pass off the responsibility of saying, if I want to take the cell phone here on this table and put it over here, I can't say that's your responsibility to move it for me, Jason. I need to control my material experience. I need to put it here. If I don't like how I feel about my body, stop eating bullshit. You okay? This is control over the material experience of my life. If I don't like going to this place because it makes me feel bad, stop going there. You need to control these things. It's good to have patterns in what we do.
Yes.
But when those patterns are debilitating and don't actually have a positive evolutive benefit to us, we need to find a new pattern. Okay? So you need to control those aspects of the material which you have control over.
Yeah, and it says in the material sphere of life caused by your own thoughts and feelings. So here's so when they use the word caused, this is really important to me because when I look at this material sphere of life, my own thoughts and feelings are making up that metaverse or that virtual, it's like virtual reality, augmented reality. The thoughts and feelings are creating this augmented reality.
What's a simple way to put this? Okay, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about going to school, and it makes me feel good thinking about it. So what do? I enroll at college.
Mm-hmm.
It has changed my material sphere. I picked up, left the geography. I'm now in a totally new place.
Well, I would go as far, and this is philosophical, but I would go as far as saying the thoughts and feelings are your material sphere.
Yeah, because they're the foundation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to make it simple.
Caused by your own thoughts and feelings, as well as the influences of vibrations of your fellow human being.
Okay, so there's a party, okay? I want to go to this party. I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change how I dress, change how I look to get ready for the party.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts are driving me to control this one aspect of my material sphere. Now, I've gone to the party. The second I walk in, there's a bad vibe.
Mm-hmm.
These other people are affecting my thoughts and emotions.
They look sketchy. They're getting angry at each other. Somebody showed a gun.
So I need to control how I feel in this environment. I can't let their crazy vibrations or thoughts or impulses affect me. And if I'm going to be there, I need to be decisive about how I control these unreal things or fucking leave.
Well, let me give you a prime example. I had a friend of mine. She was at a party, amazing party. Everything was going great. One person decided to take a girl that was super drunk into a back bedroom.
Not good. It's already going down a bad path.
People are looking at this and being like, shit, the party just changed dramatically.
No one stopped it?
Well, I don't know the whole story. I just know this part.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know if there was somebody.
Charged.
But I'm just saying that one person changed the whole party. The one apple ruins the whole bunch.
Correct.
You have to be ruthless. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
You have to be ruthless in weeding people out of your life that are bad apples.
It's not even ruthless. You're so sure about yourself that it's so decisive. People may look at it as ruthless, but it's just you're so fucking assured about who you are and what's best for you.
Yeah, it's funny to me how people say, well, that's just my aunt, or that's just how she is, or my mom, she's real cruel.
Don't make an excuse for them.
why are you having them in your life?
Yeah, there's no reason.
Just because there's blood?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. But I mean, what
You're
is
right.
what is
Go ahead.
blood? Biology?
So what? Biology is defined by thought anyway.
And then people say, well, it's not that easy. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's literally that easy. You make it. You're making it difficult.
In number 4, he says you must lay decisive strength, self-confidence, assertiveness, self-assurance. So have some self-assurance.
Yeah.
Have some self-confidence. Have some strength. Grab some balls. I mean, that's what we kind of say.
Kettlebells.
Yeah, kettlebells, kettlebells. Those big 50-pound kettlebells. Grab those.
Kettlebells.
And fucking say no.
No.
I'm not going to allow this person, because that's what he says. He says and it's funny how he puts them into the two. He puts those two things in the same section.
Mm-hmm.
He says your own thoughts and feelings, as well as the vibrations of other fellow humans.
Correct.
So to me, it's like, is there a percentage with this? It's like my own thoughts and feelings probably. I was listening to Joe Dispenza the other day, and he said we have 60,000 thoughts a
Dr. Joe
day.
Dispenza.
Yeah, we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and out of those 60,000 thoughts, 1,000 to 1,200 of them are positive. So we're basically. The ego is basically running rampant in our head, creating all this self-doubt, fear. And he talked about that in anxiety, fear, and insecurity. So we're basically have, 58,000 thoughts?
Spiraling out of control.
With fear, anxiety, and worry.
Yeah, just spiraling
And
out
then
of
we wonder
control.
why we're acting the way that we act.
But the thing is, if you have self-confidence and assertiveness, like self-assurance, decisive strength, that leads to the next part of number 5. Without exception, directly and automatically neutralize those vibrations by steering or directing them into paths, channels, or tracks of neutral, positive thinking and feeling.
See, this is hard. This is leadership.
This is
leadership.
This is a tough thing to do. This is where you need to lead yourself and not let the ego lead you.
Yes.
Okay? Something is going on that would otherwise emotionally jar you, may trigger you, something that you disagree with. How do you look at it as a learning event, as an evolutive experience turned into neutral, positive thought that allows you to take that stance and act upon it with great assurance?
Well, he puts the how-to here, and he goes very specific because he says the word channels tracks. And I love the word tracks because that automatically puts me with the... So when you're laying tracks on the ground for a train, you have to have a clear destination.
Yeah.
And you have to know exactly what path you're taking.
Dude.
To lay these tracks down. And
Well
it requires work to lay it down.
And you have to think about where you want to go.
You can't just do this on a whim. This isn't something that you're reactive to. This is proactive.
Yeah, you have
This is saying, I'm going to take these thoughts and I'm going in this direction. I'm self-aware enough to know I'm going in this direction, and I'm going to lay these specific channels and tracks down to make sure that I neutralize, because ultimately you don't want to have, like he talks about, you don't want to have too positive where you're going crazy, and you don't want to have too negative. You know, you don't want to have positive and neutral. It needs to be you know what I'm saying? They have to be neutralized, like to the point of where that's enlightenment.
But they're tracks. They move forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Constantly.
So it's a neutralization, but it's positive. Jason, I got to tell you, man, that was a really well done metaphor, because you do have to proactively think ahead. I can't just at whim start throwing train tracks down and assume I'm going to end up at my destination.
Yes.
I have to think about, as a human being, where I want to be.
Well,
how do I see myself? What do I want to evolve into?
That's why he says steering or directing.
No one's doing it for you. You're behind the wheel.
You've laid the tracks down. Now it's time for you to steer in that direction.
You guys start throwing coal.
You're the engineer.
Yeah, no one else.
Why are you letting other people control your train?
You shouldn't.
In fact, you're letting parents and other people around you lay the tracks for you. Now you have parents, or you have relatives, or you have a partner, or a wife, or a husband, or whatever, that is controlling your narrative.
Yeah,
they're controlling your tracks.
They're
controlling your engine.
They're trying to pull up your railroad ties.
Yeah.
But when you get to the next point here, without in the slightest way being bound by any vibration or intentions of the others, human beings, and make these illogically your own. When you're laying track, you are laying foundations, you are laying a path, and it is rock solid. That's what I love about train tracks. They are straight, narrow, and rock solid.
Oh, yeah.
You don't shake them. Hundreds of metric tons of train are driving on this thing, and they don't budge.
Yeah.
It knows where it's headed.
Yeah, they even have those drones that follow them now and look at and see how the track moves and stuff like that.
Yeah, the flex.
Yeah, and making sure that those layers and layers of rock that they've put down and make sure that the track can flex properly. So, I mean, but here's the thing. So this is, I love this metaphor in this sense. So you're building these tracks, right? You're
Yeah.
going along, you're self-aware. Somebody runs up to you, you're just working away, and you got headphones in.
Yeah, you do.
Somebody runs up to you, scares the shit out of you, shakes you.
Yeah.
You can't go this way.
Yes, I can.
And they're like, no, you can't go. You need to go this way. And then all of a sudden you're like scared still.
Yeah.
You're like, no, wait, what's up?
Yeah.
There's a big, this is going to happen. There's a bear up there,
Yeah.
and you got to turn. So all of a sudden you just start taking these tracks
Veering them.
and you're veering them over. And you're like,
Yeah.
and now who told you to put the tracks that way?
But the thing is, you were never even scared of bears.
No.
You let somebody else's illogical, crazy vibrations come up to you and re-steer your path. You got to be so fucking assured about what you're doing. You've thought about it. Here's the thing. If you're laying track, you've put the time in. I've looked at the geography. I've seen the terrain. I understand the elevation changes. I understand the rivers. I understand the work required. And I know that there are going to be obstacles as I'm laying this track on a very direct evolutive goal that I have.
So if you're so self-assured and so self-aware and you have so much self-confidence that he talks about earlier, then how can somebody come up to you? Because he doesn't just say vibration. He uses two words. He says, by any vibrations and intentions of others. Why are you allowed the intention? An intention is, this is very important what intention is. An intention is somebody imposing their free will on you, but it's more than that. It's their thoughts of you, because they have no idea who you are. No one knows. I don't know you. You don't know me. The real part, until we have telepathy, where you can read my whole brain, you have no idea who the fuck I am.
I felt your thought. I felt your emotions this morning.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And we have a connection that way. And a lot of people do that. I think that are really close, that are on that spiritual path.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of getting to know somebody and understanding. But you have to recognize that an intention that a person has for you is not a command or a goal for you to accomplish.
No.
There are so many people that are living there's I see moms do this all the time. The children are setting the intentions for the mom.
Yeah.
The husband or the wife is setting the intention for the partner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're just allowing them to lay tracks down for you. And you have no fucking idea because they don't know you.
Yeah.
They're
don't
not
know what's best for
self-aware.
you.
I have a hard enough time being self-aware to myself.
I agree, even with
And
me.
I'm living my brain.
And nobody else really knows what's best for you other than yourself.
So if you're on the tracks and you're solid and you're self-assured of yourself and you're self-aware and you're laying these tracks, guess what?
Yeah.
Intentions of other people will not bother you.
Ever.
Yeah. Because you're just so self-assured.
This is what I'm doing. I can see where my end goal is. I can see in the horizon where the tracks lay.
Right. Because he uses this word, and I think this is important, and make these illogically your own.
Because if you bring them onto yourself, it's illogical. You're taking people's false perspectives, their false realities, their untruths, and you're absorbing them onto your path. They're not yours. Those are their thoughts. Let them do that. That's not your problem.
I mean, you see this all the time in relationships. It's maybe one of the people in the relationships has depression issues, let's say, and then the other person becomes depressed too. Or maybe you have an introvert and extrovert, right? I was talking to my girlfriend about this. She's more extroverted. I'm introverted, right?
Yes,
you know me.
Almost.
So I can hang out here, or during COVID, I hung out in my apartment all the time.
Little recluse Jason.
Yeah, recluse Jason, just reading, having fun. I'm totally good. She needs to engage with friends and be around people, go to the gym and all that stuff. So I'm always encouraging her because, we were talking about this, like, you don't need to hang out with me all the time and be in my little recluse bubble because that's me. Yep. But you are energized by engaging with other people. You need to be out and about.
Go do something.
And I need to be fine with that, and you need to go do that.
Correct.
But instead, I see people giving up their identity to become something because their self-worth is based off of the intention that other people are giving them. The intention, not attention.
So, train metaphor, what happens? Derailment.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when a train derails? A train wreck.
Right.
It's going to happen every time.
Well, that's what he said. He used the words illogically. Yeah. Your own. You're taking the intention. It's so illogical when you really think about it. This person has no idea of you.
No.
It's a guess, an assumption, a bias.
It's like, what are you talking about?
And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, it would be this way.
Tell me.
It would be like this. Remember the old gold rush in California?
That's all that's been going through my head now is that visual. So go ahead.
So it's like, somebody comes up to you and they're like, so you have a stake to a claim that and you've gotten gold there before.
That's correct.
And you have your claim and you've been working it. You've been mining this river and every few weeks you get a little nugget. But somebody comes up to you, you're trading in your gold. Somebody walks up to you and says, hey, buddy, how's it going? I got this hunch that there's gold over on these mountains.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So you go and you take all the gold and all the money that you've earned and you go and you buy that claim.
Yeah.
And you go there And when it's a pain in the ass to get there, it's too hard. And so what's happening to the river where you were getting gold from?
Just filling up with gold. You know what I mean?
And what are you doing? What's all the work that you're doing
over here for the other person?
Yeah.
Because he was forcing his emotions and illogic on you.
Yes.
Because he had no proof.
Mm-hmm.
But he came over and said, you got to go over here. I got a hunch. I don't care about the fucking hunch. This river has gold in it. No matter how big or small, I have a guarantee.
Yeah, it's the same as the guy that started the Mormonism. I mean, we're on HDL, so we can talk about this. But Joseph Smith, I think he was arrested several times because he was a scoundrel, and they've got paperwork of this being in jail.
Great.
Because he would tell people that he got these tablets of gold from God, and that's where Mormon religion came from. But he would tell people that there's gold in their place, that he feels like there's gold in their place in the God, and that if they dig right here, if they pay him, he can show them where the gold is, and they dig right there. So people would dig and dig and dig in their yard and not catch anything, and they would be digging day and night. Because they're like, there's shitloads of gold here. God is giving me gold like he's gave him gold.
Dude, it's fucking Utah.
So then after they gave him the money, they'd be like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, I didn't get any gold. He's like, we didn't have enough faith.
Of course not. Faith just makes gold
that
grow.
gets you in jail.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's giving of your sovereignty, your free will to the intention of someone else and allowing them to direct a path, and it's fool's gold.
And you should have recognized it was illogical. It's fool's gold.
Yes.
You are on fire today. You're on fire.
So I think with number 5, this is like really, really important. To me, what I got out of this is controlling my material sphere of life.
It's so important. And so now that we've broken this down, it's been 17 minutes. I'm going to read this to you slowly, and then we'll just close it out. Okay? You must control your experiences and events in the material sphere of life, caused by your own thoughts and feelings, as well as the influences of vibrations of your fellow human being, and without exception, directly and automatically neutralize them by steering, directing them into the paths, channels, tracks of neutral, positive thinking and feeling without the slightest way of being bound by any vibration and intention of other human beings and making those things illogically your own.